this is The Bubble.
A Canadian paramedic who unknowingly treated her own daughter after a fatal vehicle crash brushed away tears as she remembered a beautiful girl who fought until the end. Jamie Erickson was called to the crash north of Calgary on November 15th and sat with a seriously injured girl who was extricated from the car and taken to a hospital where she died. She was unrecognizable because of injuries. It wasn't until Erickson got home at the end of the day that she was met by Royal Canadian Mounted Police officers who told her the patient was her 17-year-old daughter, Montana. Richard Reed, a friend and flight paramedic, broke down a number of times as he recounted Erickson attending the scene where a car had lost control and was struck by an oncoming truck. Reed said the driver was able to get out of the car, but the female passenger was trapped with serious injuries. Erickson was the first person on the scene. He said Erickson knew the girl was in trouble and sat there until she was extricated and transported to hospital by air ambulance, still unaware of who it was. On her way back, she expressed her grief and frustration to her partner, knowing that later her family would likely lose their daughter, sister, and grandchild. A short time after arriving home, there was a knock on the door. It was the RCM. Reed said, on entering the room, to her horror, she found the girl that she had sat with in the back of the crumpled vehicle keeping alive, so the family could say goodbye, and due to the extent of her injuries was unrecognizable, was Jamie's own daughter. He added, Jamie unknowingly was keeping her own daughter alive. Jamie recounts, the critically injured patient I had just attended to was my own flesh and blood. She wrote, my only child, my mini-me, my daughter Montana. Her injuries were so horrific I did not even recognize her. In an emotional Facebook post last week, Jamie Erickson wrote, my worst nightmare as a paramedic has come true. Jamie takes to social media in a grief-stricken post about her daughter. Today we officially said goodbye to my little girl. I cannot help but be angry for the short amount of time I was given with her. 17 years was not long enough. Although I am thankful for the 17 years I had with her, I am shattered and left wondering, what would you have become my baby girl? She then recounts her horrific ordeal detail after tragic detail. It is with a heavy heart and profound, unimaginable sadness that I must write this to inform my friends and family of the sudden and horrific loss of my daughter Montana. We are overwhelmed with grief and absolutely gutted. The pain I am feeling is like no pain I have ever felt. It is indescribable. My worst nightmare as a paramedic has come true. On November 15th, at 4:30 p.m., my partner and I got dispatched to an MVC just west of Airdrie. Upon arrival, we found two patients with injuries, the passenger being trapped and critically injured. I sat in the car and tended to the critically injured patient, doing whatever I could while fire extricated her. Star's Air Ambulance took over patient care once we got the patient out and flew her to FMC. My shift was over and I went home. Minutes after arriving home, my doorbell rang. My life was changed forever. RCM were at my door to inform me that my daughter had been in an accident. The critically injured patient I had just attended to was my own flesh and blood, my only child, my mini-me. My daughter, Montana. Her injuries were so horrific I did not even recognize her. I was taken to FMC to see my baby girl, and was informed her injuries were not compatible with life.
Don't forget to like, comment, and sub for more vids like this one.